Hello everyone, it's a privilege for me to share with you once more the word of the Lord. My name is Moses Itolet, your brother in the Lord. Today I want to speak with you the strategic point of attack, or what is the area that the devil is focusing all the time in the Christian life or in churches themselves. We are seeing that there is a lot of a difference between a church today and the early church. We are seeing that there are a lot of problems happening today in our Christianity. The lives of people are not changing, but the gospel is being preached day in and day out. What is the problem? What is the focus of the enemy? Let me assure us, friends, that Satan is not mainly focusing on these other external things, maybe causing sickness, causing a lot of problems to us. No, this is not the main focus of the enemy. For Satan is so strategic. Imagine that in heaven, he was able to deceive 3/4 of the angels in order to wage war against God. But of course, he was not successful. He was held down. When he came here on earth, what did he attack? He did not attack a man on other aspect, but went to a key place, the strategic place that is causing Eve and causing a man to separate from God, to cut the relationship between him and God. So this is why Satan is so strategic. Satan is so crafty. Satan is so wise. Satan is not attacking any other thing, but Satan is focusing on what is very important. And what is that area that the devil has succeeded in attacking so many times today? It is the gospel itself. It is the gospel itself. For us to come out of this problem, we need to return back to the gospel. We need to return back the gospel. Let me read something from the book of Galatians chapter 1 verse 6. The Bible says, "I am astonished that you are so quickly deserting the one who called you to live in the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel, which is really no gospel at all. Evidently, some people are throwing you into confusion, are trying to pervert the gospel of Christ. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the gospel we preach to you, let them be under God's curse. As we have already said, so now I say it again, if anybody is preaching to you a gospel other than what you accepted, let them be under God's curse. I am now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not have be a servant of Christ." This is Paul. Paul is so astonished. Paul is rebuking the church of Galatia, and he is telling them that no, you are following something different. For there are people who have succeeded in introducing another gospel to you, which is not a gospel at all. And Paul is giving a serious warning that if any person, be it an angel from heaven, comes to preach another gospel than the gospel of Christ, let that person be under God's curse. And this word, the curse, is a very big word, the word atema. It is, no one wants to hear such a word, that you are cursed. But this is what Paul is saying, that even if it is him who returns back to Galatia and preaches another gospel, he is under God's curse. So friends, it is so important for us to look back into the Bible, for us to focus into the Bible. Let us be like the Christians in the church of Berea where Paul went. Not everything that preachers say is a gospel. Some are just orators, public speakers, not preachers of the gospel. So we need to be Christians who can examine the Bible and see the gospel itself by our own self. So for us to be successful Christians, for us to be true Christians, those who focus on God, let us turn back the gospel. In our churches today, let us read the gospel. Let the gospel be explained. Let us open our Bibles and study the gospel. Unless we study the gospel, indeed, Christianity will be much diluted. We shall still be faced with so many problems that are there today. I am not ashamed that in so many houses today, mirrors are hanging, but the Bibles are still closed. May God bless us. Still